Hey guys, it's ToProForuGames, and today I'll be ranking all of the starting weapons from worst to best here in BO4 Zombies. And since we are talking about how these guns perform at the start of a match, my list looks a lot more different than even I thought it would. So on my last video, my trickery has reached another level. A lot of you got this one wrong, and honestly, I was kind of expecting it because this is a sound from a map that a lot of you probably don't have, and that is classified. So the correct answer was the Winter's Howl Reloading. Congrats to the few of you who got that one right. And let's go ahead and jump into today's sound quiz. So good luck to all of you with that one right there. It's definitely another tricky one. Just comment below right now what you think that sound is. And besides that, let's go ahead and jump into what is the worst starting weapon here in BO4 Zombies. Starting off our list here in the number 6 spot, the one starting weapon that I personally hate the most is the Welling. And remember guys, we're talking about starting weapons. Obviously, the Welling Pack-a-Punched is, a decent or, okay weapon, but for a starting gun, a gun we're using inside the starting room in the first like 5-10 rounds, the Welling is one gun that I just don't want to have. If this was BO3 or BO2 Zombies, then heck, the Welling would be an amazing starting weapon because you can farm points with those low damage weapons. Here in BO4, unfortunately, you can't do that. Every zombie is worth 90 points. Headshots and knife give you a point bonus, but putting a bunch of shots into a zombie with a low damage weapon gives you no extra points, so power weapons are a lot more useful in the lower rounds, and the Welling is just a gun that does little to no headshot damage, and it does not have a lot of ammo, so why would I use it? Coming in at the number 5 spot, we have the Essex Model 07, and finally, the Essex isn't in last place. Why? Because as a starting gun, it really isn't that bad. Now I know the Essex overall is a bad weapon, Pack-a-Punched, it's pretty much trash, but since we are talking about starting weapons, the Essex is okay, for the first 5 rounds. It's a one shot to the head until round 6. So if you want to use this for the first 5 rounds, get headshots, you might as well because you get that extra points for those headshot kills. The only thing about this weapon as a starting gun that I hate just overall is the iron sights. It makes it really tricky to get headshots, and I find myself missing a lot of shots. So if you could only put on like a red dot sight, this thing would be amazing, but the Essex really isn't absolutely horrible to start with. Coming in at the number 4 spot, we have the RK7, and this is one gun that I just recently finished unlocking all the camos for, and let me say, I am really glad that I do not have to use this gun anymore. For the first like 3-4 rounds, the RK7 does its job well. It's easy to get headshots with, and it kills zombies. It's a burst pistol, but the one thing about this gun that really drives me crazy is the ammo. Even with extended mags, I always run out of ammo with this gun, and it's just a really weak gun. When you have to deal with summoning in the gladiators or the tigers, this thing just really struggles. So it's not the worst weapon in the game or starting gun in the game, but it's kind of in between. Coming in at the number 3 spot, we have the Strife pistol, and this might surprise some of you because the Strife pistol is this great and amazing Pack-a-Punched gun, but non-papped and as a starting weapon is pretty mediocre. Now, I will say putting things on like the reflex sight really helps with headshots, and putting things on like extended mags, long barrel, FMJ, it's all great, but a lot of these things really benefit the gun when the gun is Pack-a-Punched. Now, the only thing I would say about the Strife starting pistol is the stiletto knife. Putting that thing on, having the one knife for 5 rounds is really nice. Personally, I don't think it's worth those 2 attacks attachment slots. I just buy the Bowie knife instead when that thing's 3k points and it lasts till like round 10. But as the weapon itself, not including the stiletto knife, it really isn't that amazing. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have the SOG 9mm SMG, and overall, the SOG really isn't the greatest gun here in BO4 Zombies, but as a starting weapon that you're going to use for the first 5 or 10 rounds, the SOG is pretty good. So since the points do work differently here in BO4 Zombies, using a gun like this or any gun on round 1 really doesn't matter. All you really want is headshots, and since the SOG is an SMG, you have a ton of ammo. You can go ahead and throw on a ton of attachments like, you know, reflex or an elo, and then, you know, fast mags 1 or 2, quick draw, grip suppressor, all those things, and having like a fully loaded up SOG as soon as you spawn in is pretty good, because you want that ammo, you want those headshots early on, and it will last you, you know, 5-10 rounds easy. So coming in at the number 1 spot on today's list, there is only one weapon remaining, and that is the MOG 12. The MOG 12 is obviously the best shotgun in BO4 Zombies, and being able to start with this thing is actually kind of insane. The one thing about the MOG that does kind of suck is getting headshots, because it is a shotgun. Getting headshots with a shotgun can be tough. If you take your time though and aim for the head, you should get a lot of headshots. But the thing is, the MOG 12 is just such a fun gun to use. I just love starting with this gun and on like round 2 and 3 just sniping zombies like nothing, because with attachments this thing has range and you can one-shot zombies for days. On top of that, on a map like, you know, IX, when you're opening PAP and you're collecting the heads, killing the gladiators and the brawlers and the tigers, this thing is phenomenal for doing that. And this gun fully papped is super amazing. It's one of the best guns in the game, and starting with that gun right off the bat is a massive bonus. There you have it, guys. That was every single starting weapon ranked from worst to best here in BO4 Zombies. Let me know in the comments below, what worst to best list should I do next? And besides that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.